Listen carefully, because this story sounds fake, but I swear it's not. I used to think I lived alone, until I started hearing footsteps above my ceiling. At first, I told myself it was just the house settling. Old houses make noise, right? But then it started happening every single night. Same time, 3:13 a.m. Soft, slow footsteps walking right above my bed. And here's the part that still messes with my head. I checked the attic, and there was nothing there. No boxes moved, no signs of anyone, just dust and silence. But the footsteps didn't stop. They got closer, louder, like whatever it was knew I was listening. So I did something I probably shouldn't have done. I set up a camera, and what I saw the next morning, I wish I never saw. My name is Daniel. I'm 26, and this happened last fall in Ohio. I had just moved into a small, cheap house. Nothing fancy. Just needed a quiet place after a rough breakup. The house was old, like really old. Wooden floors, thin walls, and an attic I never planned to use. The landlord barely said anything when I signed the lease. Just handed me the keys and said, "Don't worry about the attic. No one uses it." At the time, I didn't think much of that. Big mistake. The first few nights were normal, quiet, peaceful, almost too quiet. Then, on the fifth night, I woke up suddenly. No reason, just that feeling, like something wasn't right. And then I heard it. A slow, dragging sound, right above me, like someone was walking very carefully. I froze, didn't move, didn't breathe. I just listened. Step, step, right over my head. I grabbed my phone and checked the time. 3:13 a.m. Exactly. I wanted to believe it was rats or something. But no animal walks like that. This sounded human. That was the first night, and it didn't stop there. Every night after that, 3:13 a.m., same footsteps, same slow pacing. Like someone was living right above me. By the end of the week, I couldn't take it anymore. I had to check the attic, even though something in my gut was telling me not to. But I grabbed a flashlight, walked to the hallway, and slowly pulled down the attic ladder. The wood creaked, loud enough to make my heart race. I stood there for a second, just staring up into the darkness. Then I climbed. Each step felt heavier than the last. And when I finally reached the top, I turned on my flashlight and looked around. Nothing, just empty space. Dust everywhere. No footprints. No signs of anyone. It was completely empty, and that should have made me feel better. But it didn't, because as I was about to climb back down, I heard something behind me, a soft movement, like someone shifting their weight. In the dark, inside the attic, with me. This is where things started to get worse. I didn't turn around. I couldn't. Every part of my body just locked. That sound, it wasn't loud, but it was real. Something moved behind me, inside that attic. I slowly raised my flashlight, but my hand was shaking so bad, the light kept moving. I told myself, just turn around, it's nothing, but deep down, I knew it wasn't nothing. I finally forced myself to look, slowly, inch by inch. I turned around and pointed the light into the darkness. Nothing. Again, just empty space. Boxes, old wood, dust floating in the air. I let out a breath I didn't even realize I was holding. See? You're just freaking yourself out. That's what I said. Out loud, trying to convince myself. But then I heard it again, right above me this time. A soft scratch, like fingernails dragging across wood. I snapped the flashlight upward. There was nothing there, but the sound stopped. Just like that. Gone. That was enough for me. I climbed down as fast as I could, almost slipping on the ladder, pulled it up, and slammed the attic door shut. Locked it. Yeah, I actually locked it, even though I knew that wouldn't do anything. That night, I didn't sleep, not even for a second. I just laid there, staring at the ceiling, waiting, listening, and right on time, 3:13 a.m. Step, 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 but this time, it sounded different, closer, heavier, like whoever was up there wasn't trying to be quiet anymore, like they knew I had been there. The next morning, I made a decision. I needed proof, because at this point, I knew I wasn't crazy. So I went out, bought a small security camera. Nothing fancy, just something cheap I could hide. That night, around 11 p.m., I climbed back up into the attic. My heart was already racing. It felt different now, like the air up there was heavier. I placed the camera in the corner, pointing straight across the attic. Then I got out of there, fast, back in my room. I kept checking the live feed on my phone. Nothing. Midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., Still nothing. I almost felt stupid, like maybe I really was just losing it. But then, 3:13 a.m., the camera moved, just a little, like something bumped into it. I froze, my eyes locked on the screen. Don't look away, I whispered to myself. And then, something stepped into frame, slowly, very slowly. At first, all I saw was a shadow, tall, too tall for the attic. Then, it leaned down into the camera's view, and I saw a face, but something was wrong, very wrong. The skin looked pale, almost gray. The eyes, they didn't blink, just staring right into the camera, like it knew I was watching. This is where everything changed. I dropped my phone. I actually dropped it. My hands just gave up. That face, it wasn't normal. It didn't move right, didn't blink, didn't react like a person. It just stared right into the camera. Right at me. I picked my phone back up slowly. My heart was pounding so loud, I could barely hear anything else. The figure was still there, still in front of the camera, not moving, just watching. Okay, think. That's what I kept telling myself. But nothing made sense. How long had it been up there? How did it get in? Why didn't I hear it during the day? And then it moved, fast, way too fast. It stepped out of frame, and the camera feed shook again, like it was hit or grabbed. And then the screen went black. No signal, just gone. I didn't move. I couldn't. I just sat there on my bed, staring at the screen, waiting for it to come back. But it didn't. That was it. No more video. No more proof. Just that one moment burned into my head. And then I realized something that made my stomach drop. If the camera stopped working, that means whatever was up there touched it. I slowly looked up at the ceiling. Everything was quiet, too quiet. And then I heard it. Not footsteps this time. No, something else. A soft dragging sound, but not above me, inside the walls, like it was moving around me. I jumped off the bed, backed away from the wall. No. This wasn't happening. This couldn't be real. But the sound kept going. Scrape, drag, scrape, moving from one side of the room to the other, like it was circling me. I grabbed my keys, my jacket, didn't even think. I just ran out the front door into the cold night air. Didn't stop, didn't look back. I got in my car and drove. No destination, just away. I didn't go back that night or the next. I stayed at a motel about 20 minutes away, tried to sleep. But every time I closed my eyes, I saw that face again. Those eyes, just staring, watching, waiting. On the third day, I finally got a call. It was my landlord, and the first thing he said was, "Did you go into the attic?" My heart stopped. I didn't answer right away. And then he said something that made everything worse. "You weren't supposed to go up there. This is where the truth starts to come out." I froze. That breath, it was real, warm, right behind my neck. I slowly turned my head, inch by inch, and what I saw, I will never forget. A man standing right behind me, too close, way too close. His face, the same one I saw on the camera, pale, dirty, eyes wide open, not blinking, just staring at me. I couldn't move. I couldn't speak. And then he smiled, not a normal smile. It was slow, unnatural, like he wasn't used to doing it. "I didn't think you'd come back," he whispered. His voice was dry, like he hadn't spoken in years. I finally found my voice. "What do you want?" I asked. He tilted his head, still smiling. "I live here," he said. My heart dropped. "No, this is my house," I said. He shook his head. Slowly. "No, you just sleep here." Before I could react, he moved fast, too fast. He grabbed my arm. Cold hands, strong grip. I panicked, pushed him hard, and somehow I broke free. I ran, didn't look back, didn't stop. I jumped down the ladder, almost falling, ran out of the house, and straight into my car. I drove as fast as I could. I never went back. Never. A few days later, I called the police, told them everything. They went to the house, searched the attic, and they found him, living there for months, maybe longer. No records, no ID, no past, just a man hiding in people's homes, watching them, waiting. The house is empty now. No one lives there. And the landlord, he stopped answering calls, vanished, like he knew this would happen. But here's the part that still keeps me up at night. The police told me something before they left, something I wish I never heard. They said, "There's no way he stayed up there the whole time." I asked them what they meant, and one of them looked at me and said, "There are no locks inside the attic. So if he wasn't always in the attic, then where was he the rest of the time?" Listen, if you ever hear footsteps above your ceiling, every night at the exact same time, don't ignore it, because sometimes you're not alone. You just haven't seen them yet. If the story gave you chills, make sure to hit subscribe right now, because I post real horror stories like this every week. And trust me, the next one is even worse. Also, comment below, what would you do if this happened to you? And don't forget to like this video so more people can find it. Stay safe and don't look up at night.